the project folder. We all have it. So in the project folder, we have these data sets. All right.
Yes, sir.
So if I open revenue, this is how the revenue data set looks like. Yeah, order date, due dates, and the rest. All right. Then if you open the product table, is how it looks like. All right. If you open account, this is how it looks like. If you open remain one, expenses. If you open expenses, this is how it looks like. All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, the project questions are there, but I'm going to be adding some other questions. Yeah, but this is just the basic. You can start with this. Yeah, I can always add the other ones. So now you have to import data sets into Power BI, clean and transform the data where necessary. If you look at revenue, when you load it into data Power Query, you will notice these ones are like, it will give you no. You have to ensure you make this row the header. So that is part of your data cleaning you have to do on this. If you check product as well, if you notice, this is product ID. You can see the ID of this, PK108. But if you come to revenue, if you look at the product ID, can you see any PK there? No. So
No, sir.
first, you have to first of all go to product ID and remove this initial PK and ensure you trim it. So it should be 108, 111, 114. You have to do that cleaning in Power Query. And you have to ensure that there is no spaces. So you have to trim it. There's a way you can trim in Power Query. All right. So then I haven't done that in most of the videos. You've seen that we create date table, and I think we did that last week as well during our live session. So you have to create a date table that links. So the schema will look like this. So let me share the page. Welcome, Damilola.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, the day is about stressful. I said hope the day is not too stressful.
Oh, he's very stressful.
I can see that. I can see your voice was so low and Nigeria matter.
Very. Yes, sir.
So so this forms like the fact table, this like the product, this like the date table, and inside there. So let me name this. So product, and to C and to B, date, all right, and then of course this is. Sorry, I think I lost my network. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
I lost my network at the moment.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So we have these three tables. Remember, in the products, you have this. In this product, you also have product ID, Abi. And then also here you have product ID. And here you have what? Date, because it's a date table, of course. So what you are doing is you are linking product ID to this. You are linking what? Date to this. That is after you've done your what? Cleaning in Power Query. So this is how you create your relationship, basic relationship. Now, the other two tables, I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then this other table, expenses. So I'm giving you a very nice task. So now there is a way you can turn this table into 4 instead of having account ID, account, and then January, February, March, April, like that. In Power Query, there is a way you can turn these guys. These guys will become a row like this. You transpose, right? And all the
Yes,
values there will become also a column, right? So we'll call it pivot or pivot in Power Query. So I need you to do that for this table so that in Power Query, what you do is you highlight from here, you press your shift button, and you highlight till December, right? And then when you right click, you see an option that tells you on pivot column. Are you following me? So when immediately you're on pivot,
sir.
what you now have is you now have order ID, you now have account, and then all these ones you have now turned to 2 columns. So this heading July 19 will have turned to dates, and then all the values inside there will have turned to values. That's what you get. So you now have 4 columns: account ID, account, the date, which is this your header here, and then the what values, which are the ones inside here. So of course, this is not a full date. You have to convert it to a date in Power Query, and then these values you are fine. So this total you can remove it because total is just like addition of, you can see it's just like addition of all cells. You see, yeah. So you remove total. This where you. So you now have a table called another table called expenses. All right. Now expenses has account ID. Now that's, and then of course expenses has account ID. It also has date. All right, because by that time this guy July 19, all this first column row here will have become your date, and it will become like a column. That way you can now link date here to the date here, date here, this same date again, this same date here again to the date table. Are you seeing what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now that's another level of modeling. You are modeling. Now the last thing you are going to do is, we've talked about revenue table where you are going to clean. You have to ensure that you remove all these guys, and then I think others are fine. If there is anything to clean, you clean it. Then product, I've told you, you have to remove this initial 2 letters PK because it is not present in your revenue. All right. That's when that is done, you are fine. Now, the last one, expenses. I've told us you have to pivot so that you have just 4 columns, and then you link your date to your date table, and then this same date to your revenue date column. All right. Then after that, there is account. So this is account. You are not doing anything much here. You are just loading this one. The only thing is, you can see that account also has account what ID. So let's go back to our diagram. Yes. So this one, we name it what? Account. All right. And account what has what? It has account ID. Have it? Expenses also has what? Account ID. So You can now link this one to this one. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
This is how your model will be. So after doing this, then you can now proceed to the questions I gave here. Yeah, so model your data, which is what I just finished. Create these calculations. Calculations, when I say calculations, I mean measures. So you've gone through all the videos, you see where I have done at least large part of an example of these guys. All right, then create a nice visual showing this volume. Format your visual nicely, that is to make it very nice, and save your visual in PDF and PBS file. And that will be all. So you submit that. So distribution and automation. All right, distribution and automation. Okay, let me join. Distribution and automation, you know, I've shown you because you don't yet work with a company, you cannot just distribute. All right, you don't have a Power BI service account, but it's so I would have loved to show us an account, but it's against the ethics of the company, so that we are recording this session. You can't just show. I think I showed this on part there. So immediately you publish there, that's the solution. And I've shown you automation as well. So when you are done with that, then you are good. So one other thing is you have to include the logo of Eagles Training Hub. So I will show you a sample dashboard built by one of our guys before. So can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes, sir. Wow.
So this,
Yes, I can see it.
yeah, this was a dashboard.
Yes.
But what you are building is even more comprehensive because they just worked with, this time they just worked with products and revenue table. But this time around, you are also working with expenses and accounts. So you can see at least it's nice, right? At least to some extent. Yes, nice.
Yes, sir.
So it has to be interactive because anytime you pick any month, it's featuring all the table. When you click on teams, category, and then you can see how all these visuals are formatted. So this is just an example. And then your logo is there. You can even, there is a way you can remove background of logo. You can go to remove.bg so that there won't be background in this logo. It makes it more nice. So, all right, are you following me, guys? So you remove that.
Yes, sir.
And if you notice what I sent to you, a dashboard by, I have a lot of nice ones. Okay, let me show you one. I think I have one. Is it here? Let me check my desktop. Yeah, I have. Look at this. Yes. You can love this. Right. So this, can you see my screen?
Yes. Wow.
So this was a dashboard I built for one client like that. All right. So something you can see how at least it's looking. So I need something that even when you post it on your LinkedIn, people will be wow, right? So and of course I sent a link of one Leonardo Kapinski that I can also take you from, and also the videos we've discussed. The videos we've touched right in the class as well. So that will be it, right? What is very important is this. Then aside this, the only addition I have to this project will be you are going to create 2 more measures. Can I edit this thing? Let me open, yes, let me open it here. I can edit it. So let me just add it now. So you are going to create 2 more measures, which are, so what you have here is gross margin, Abi. So gross margin is okay, yes. Sorry, it should be here. What you have here is what gross margin. What does I say gross margin is? Revenue minus what? Total cost. Now, thank God we have an accountant in the house. So if I'm running a printing business, I print for people. All right. Now, at the end of the month, I made 20,000. Or let me say, okay, all the raw materials I bought for printing were 15,000. Now, and I made at the end of the month, I made 20,000. How much is my profit? Okay, are you listening, guys? So all the raw materials I bought, 15,000, and I made 20,000. I bought fuel and I paid my worker 3,000. How much is my gross profit and how much is my profit? Let me come again. Expenses, all the raw materials needed to make for my printing, 15,000. I made 20,000. I paid my staff and fuel of my generator 3,000. How much is my gross profit? How much is my net profit? Oh yeah, someone help us. Any idea? Any idea? Oh yeah, now. Before we go, I don't want us to spend more than 30 minutes. No idea. Say something now. My people. Why now? Hello, can you hear me, guys? Maybe hello, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. With you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
I can hear you.
So my gross profit will be 15,000 minus 20,000. That's my gross profit. My net profit will be my profit after I've removed any other operational or recurring expenses. So meaning after I've removed the money I paid my staff and fuel, which is 3,000 naira, that would be my net profit, which is 20,000 minus 15,000 minus expenses, which is 3,000. So that's how much. That's 2,000 is my net profit. Did you get that illustration?
Yes, sir.
Our other guys here, Ruben, are you here?
Yes, I did, sir.
Please. So what I need from you now is I want you to give me the net profit. You calculate another measure called net profit, which is simple as your total revenue minus your total cost, then minus your total expenses. Remember, total expenses is coming from addition of all the expenses here. Then those are measures. So these are measures. So these are measures. So this will be another measure. That's what I just need from there. I don't think I need anything from here. That's what I just need. Yeah. And then you now create. Yeah. So let me add one more. So these are the measures. You now create another visual showing detail account. Let me see expenses. Yeah. So a a chart showing detailed accounts by net by expenses. Yeah, by expenses, just by expenses. So that would be all. Now let me just make a final clarification before we ask questions. my final clarification will be that now, if you want to calculate your total revenue, remember, this is your sales amount, this is your unit price, this is the quantity. If you look at unit price, 9.86. If you look at the quantity here, 2. 2 times 9.86 should give you this. 27 times this should give you this. All right? For your total revenue, it is just the summation of this column. Now, but for your total costs, you have to look at the cost of each product. If you go to product table, there is a unit cost. How do you get your total costs? Meaning you have to multiply unit costs by quantity. Unit costs times quantity. And remember that they are not in the same table. Remember the last live session. This is in revenue table, which is our facts table. And this is in dimension table, which is this. So to multiply these two guys together to get total cost, you have to use a function called what? You still remember. No one can remember. Hello?
Yes, sir. I'm with you, sir.
We are tired already. I said no one can remember the function that we used last week to bring in one column when we are calculating, when you are doing some calculations. We brought in a column, then we multiply it with another column in revenue, but we use one DAX function.
We use multiply.
Eh?
Multiply another column with what, sir?
Multiply a column here with another column in another table. We use one function. One DAX function to bring. We use related.
You use calculate.
Related. We use related
Okay,
and we calculate. Yeah. Hey guys. So that's how you'll be able to calculate your total cost. Yeah. So that will be it. Yeah. So just giving you an idea of how to calculate your total cost. But total revenue, that's not an issue. Percentage margin. Of course, you should know that percentage margin will be your margin divided by your total cost. Okay, so questions now. We have 5 minutes left. Questions?
Okay, my first question is, does this expenses table, product table, and account table, are they under this revenue table, or we are going to load them separately?
So we are going to load them separately. You check the revenue. This is the table. This one you load it separately. This one you load it separately. This one you load it separately. But when you now load it into PowerPoint, you have to clean them one by one. Clean this one. Unpivot this that I explained. Clean this one. Remove all this first row. Clean this one. Remove all this initial. You clean this one. I don't think this one needs much cleaning. So you do them separately. When you have cleaned them, load them to Power BI, and then create relationship. Model it, which is something like this. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Another question? Please, guys, ask question. I will send that logo to us. I want us to get the best of this. I need us to build something nice. Please feel free. I may not be available. I'm not.
Hello, Brahma.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm with you. Ask question. Ask a question.
Hello.
Hello.
This exam, see that. Are we going to do that on our own too?
Are you going to?
Are we going to also create this chat that I'm seeing on?
Your service is bad. You mean this one? This model?
Yes, yes.
This model?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. It's part of.
Okay.
Yeah. Ruben, any question? Ruben is not even on call. Any other question, please? Please ask your question now. Anyone? Just ask it.
How many days for the assignment, for us to solve the assignment, the project, to finish it?
You have 2 weeks. All right. So although we are starting, you have 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
okay.
At least you have the whole of this week and next week.
Okay.
Or you submit. Yes.
Okay.
That's fine. Or you need extension.
It's okay, sir.
But during the week, we are still our SQL is starting this week.
If you can give us extension.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's just at least max 3 weeks. Yeah. So I just want something. I've shown you examples of what I'm expecting. Okay, Ruben is.
And again, sir, those ones you later added just now, those measures you asked us to create, are you going to resend it back to us again so that we can know?
You mean these ones?
Yeah, there was one you added just now, something like, no, not these ones. On that.
Okay,
the one you added, you asked us to, yes, this net profit is equals to total revenue.
Yeah.
So we don't, I'm sure the one you sent.
No.
This one.
You can go back to the folder. It's saved already now. If you refresh this folder,
okay,
it should be saved.
Okay.
Just save it. Where is this? It's always automatically saved. So if I close it, if I reopen it,
you can see it.
To be there now. It's always saved automatically. Is that fine? Ruben,
yes, sir.
Questions? He has left again. So I think so at least you have 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So please ensure because I want this to be one of your first projects that will launch you out as a data person. It's very key. And who knows? I've seen people just post these things and people just message them and say, oh, wow, who built this? And then you have a gig. It's not until you get a direct job. There are gigs on Upwork, there are gigs on Fiverr, Dribble, and all that can at least pay you stuff. There are people you can just, so please just give it your best. If you have questions, any of those 3 guys I've mentioned, Peculiar, myself, or so Michael, one of them, Michael is on the group too. So please, we are together. So just ask questions, even as you are building it. But the thing is, don't be complacent. You have to ensure you work. There's no magic. You have to practice. Yes. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, Ruben, any question, please? Hello, Ruben, can you hear me? So that will be all. I will send the recording in case, or do you need it or you don't need it? This 30 minutes.
We need it, sir. We need it, sir.
Okay, do have a nice night, please. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night.